Oh, it was fantastic, great to see such a wide range of audience from, across the whole sector in India. So thank you for the opportunity today. Yeah, and I think, if you look at where the initiatives have been for the banking sector, it's been about digitalizing and moving more and more transactions of volumes to the digital channels or the alternative channels. And I think to do that with the unpredictability in the capacity, cloud is not even just an enabler anymore, it's now mandatory. And when we see that, the organizations in the banking sector just, not stepping back and just adopting and moving to cloud very, very quickly, just so they can keep up with what they want to achieve with digital channels. Yeah, look, I think AI is going to be everywhere. So let's, the opportunity here is significant, and if any organization is not taking it or taking it up, I think, their competitors are. So I think it's very, very important. Two areas of adoption that we see, one is really on what I call day-to-day or everyday AI. And that's really going to be driving incremental productivity gains. But it's going to be using mainly off-the-shelf capability. It's going to be available to all competitors and all of a bank's competitors or in this space. So that's one, and you should be doing that because it's going to drive incremental efficiencies. On the other side, I think it's transformational AI, is the ability to not just target, which is where we've been, target offers to consumers, but create offers specific for consumers. And I think that's a huge opportunity for the banks as they go and build creative offerings, very personalized for their consumers across the markets they play in. Yeah, and I think, in fact, data is the largest ingredient to artificial intelligence. When you look at it, machine learning's been around for 30 to 40 years. And so, what's pivoted machine learning into the generative AI space we're in today? First, it's been, the prevalence of, compute at scale in cloud infrastructure. That's been very important. But really, the larger aspect of this is around data. And being able to access data, all of your data, no matter where it resides or what format is important for us to feed the artificial intelligence machine. But as you go and access all of this data and capture it, as you said, security and privacy is absolutely key. So I think, Oracle has a pedigree and DNA in data management, not just database management, but data management as a whole. And you may have seen some of the announcements we've made recently around working with data residing not just in our cloud, but residing in other hyperscale clouds. So really, it's about giving the customers a view of all of their data through a single view, a single entry point. Because the chain is only as strong as the weakest link. And if you can put in a strong path into looking at all of your data, regardless of where it resides or what format it's in, it's going to be easier to manage privacy. It's going to be easier to manage security as a whole. Well, it's a really good question. I think, if you look at Oracle, it's got a second generation infrastructure cloud. So what does it mean? It means is, they were first generation cloud providers. They've been around for 10, 15 years. And what those first generation cloud providers did is they helped organizations, banking sector, move most of their peripheral, non-mission critical, non-core systems to the cloud. But it really plateaued in terms of adoption. It's typically been 10 to 15 to 20% of their workloads. The remaining 80% of the banking sector's workloads are still on premises today. And the reason they're on premises is because the first generation clouds don't give you the experiences that some of these applications need. These applications are on premise for a reason. They need performance, they need predictability, they need isolation, they need security. That's why they're on premises in the first place. Now, what we've been able to do with our cloud offering is to help customers build the characteristics on premises on the cloud. So you can have predictability, performance, isolation, and security on the cloud just as you have on premises. So with OCI Gen 2, we've made it easy for customers to pick up and move to the cloud without re-architecting, without rewriting, and all of the risk associated with that. As we've evolved that in the last 2 to 3 years, we've also then given customers the choice of picking up that entire public cloud and running it inside of their data centers. So really, now you have all of the cloud benefits running within your four walls, and that just gives an additional sense of assurance and security, and that's reducing the risk barrier for customers to hurry up and adopt the cloud, because if you don't adopt the cloud, you don't build up your data portfolios, you're not going to be in the AI race. I think it's a tremendous opportunity in this market. And let me give you a couple of elements why. So we already talked about two ingredients of artificial intelligence: is infrastructure and data. Now, if you look at the race to digitization in the India market and the volume in the population of India, that's generating a lot of data. You also then bring into that mix the technical acumen that we have in India. All of those are really powerful ingredients for AI being an explosion force in the India market, explosion force for innovation and explosion force for opportunity in this market. So we're extremely excited to be in this market and partnering with the largest, private and state-owned banks in India. So we're extremely excited of the opportunity.